we make promises to each other. It's why we make promises to God and why we make promises to other members. Specifically, when you joined this congregation or your local congregation, wherever you're at out there, you took some vows. You made a promise to God and you made a promise to the other members to give certain things. Not just think about giving them, not just giving intellectual assent, not having your fingers crossed behind your back, and so when the preacher says, do you promise to give your prayers, your presence, your gifts, your service, and your witness? That you go, yeah, whatever, sure, I'm in front of people. I'll say, we have these vows to do what? To help us function as active participatory members of the whole body. And when everyone's functioning by giving prayers, presence, gifts, service, and witness, that's the shorthand for this, then the body grows stronger. It starts with individuals giving their prayers, meaning you make a promise to pray for your whole church constantly and consistently. You make a promise to pray for individuals. You make a promise to pray for the leadership and the pastors because the leadership and the pastors are praying for you. You make a promise to pray for people outside the church, different needs and different concerns. Basically, you make a promise to have an active and constant communication with God, individually as well as corporately and communally. It's a promise to talk to God. You promise to presence. Presence, the promise of presence, this is what? Show up. I don't know how much more simple to say than that. Show up. You got to be here. A month or so ago, I had heard that statistic. Somebody shared it with me and said, according to polling, the new definition of being an active church member is if you make it to only worship once a month. And I looked at that and I said, 12 hours? 12 hours. Some of you binge watch Netflix more than 12 hours on a weekend. Imagine that's it. That's it for the whole year. 12 hours. That's not keeping the vow of presence if you've ever made it. You have to be active. You have to be engaged in the different parts of the Christian community, worship and Christian education and small groups and service and fellowship and social events. We notice presence. We notice presence, and we really notice when we're asked to do things for people that we don't know and that we've tried so hard to get engaged in the Christian community, and they just won't. They just won't. It's hard, is all I'm saying, right? The promise of presence is a serious one, as is the promise to give gifts. And that's a promise to give money. Yep, to give your wealth, a portion of it. Okay? Not a certain amount. It's according to what you have. But that's a faith thing, and it supports the mission and ministry of the church. I've had people through the years that were new to the church, and it was a really cool thing. They didn't know that every dollar given is voluntary. It's a voluntary dollar. Nobody has to give it. There were people that thought maybe the church, like in parts of Europe, gets grants from the state or from the federal government to run. No, it's us. It's us. And part of your membership vows are to give, as is the vow and the promise to give service. And that's our green blocks up here, is that this is expected, right? Is that all people, according to their gifts and abilities and interests and passions and spiritual gifts, are expected to serve God in the name of Jesus Christ, in the name of Grandview, both inside the walls and outside the walls of the church, right? That's why, by the way, we have that part of our website about how to get involved. It's to help you, because service is a promise that's made upon membership. And the last one is witness. We promise to do this. We promise as members of the local church to live our lives in such a way that other people will want what we have. It is a promise in what we say, what we write on our social media, and what we do with our actions out there, is that it will reflect Christ, and it will reflect well on our Christian community. That is a promise. Prayers, presence, gifts, service, and witness.